Hi and welcome to the Arts and Wellness Café. So good that you could join me. If this is your first time, I'm Amanda. Welcome. We've got lots packed into today's episode, so I hope you can stick around for the whole video. And I hope you can sit around for the whole video. It's only going to be about half an hour. Half an hour's discussion, and we've got a book review, we've got an art journal page. What else am I including today? We're going to look at some artwork and a few other things thrown in there. We're going to have a tip for today. But actually, yes, the tip for today is... Okay, so right, let's get on. So the word for today, which we picked up at first in the podcast, is joyful. I have covered the word joyous, but joyful, and thinking about what things you are joyful doing. It's different from what things bring you joy. So there's things that bring you joy, but while you're doing something, is it making you feel joyful? If that's a difference. But everything that I do in regards to my creativity brings me joy. Most things. I mean, if I've got issues, say, with equipment or things not working, which these last couple of weeks it's been challenging, if to put it lightly, because things seem to be malfunctioning, not working, and that's a great reason to make sure that you try and do things in advance. You give yourself time, you don't do things at the last minute. So I'm finding that because for a certain extent I've been planning certain things and doing things in advance, breaking it down, then it's been a lot easier to stay on target. But there are times where I've been videoing and been chatting for 20 minutes, and then it says it's recording, but then when I stop it, everything just goes. So I'm having that issue with my phone at the moment. It had its update, and since the update, everything, maybe I can undo the update and just return it back to its previous setting. But everything that I do on the phone now, there's an issue with it. And so yeah, that doesn't bring me joy. But the creativity brings me joy. The fact that I've released my first class brings me joy. I was really nervous leading up to it, but I'm sitting in it now, and it's bringing me joy. We've had our first few students, and it's been great seeing the work that's being produced. So that makes me feel joyful. So everything, when I think about creativity, when I think about the things that I like to do, but I also think about the things that I'd like to try. And sometimes you have a bit of hesitation, but when you're in it, when you give yourself that opportunity to just go ahead and do it, you find the joy within that, and you feel that sensation, you feel that experience. And it's something that when you're not feeling joyful, when you're not feeling like you want to make an effort, or things aren't really working out the way you feel that, as I said, you could be recording and then everything seems okay, and then once you finish, nothing's recorded. For some reason there's a malfunction. So what do you do in that instance? And maybe it is just to take a step back and to look at things and see, well, what can you do in the meantime? Maybe you're not feeling doing the recording again, but what can you do in the meantime that doesn't take you off track, that is still aligning you to the goal that you have? So that's what I want you to think about. And even if maybe you want to do a journal page as well, thinking about, well, what is it that brings me joy? What is it? How is it that I feel about a certain thing? Are there certain supplies and tools that I'm using that I think I've come to the end of my road with them? Or is it that I need to maybe use them in a different way? Sometimes we could be using something and we're not using it to its full potential, and that's why you have to give yourself time to play, to experiment, to think about, okay, well, maybe I can do a course and see how else I can use it, or look at the manufacturer's instructions and try something else. So what we're going to do now is go to our art journal page, and we're going to do an art journal page in the journal that I shared last week. So it's this little it's a plaque journal. I call it a plaque journal because of the plaque. It's made out of Fimo, and it says art on it, and on the front of it says it's time to focus on what matters most. So we're going to do a page out of this, and we'll probably do a doodle page, because a lot of the pages have already had a background kind of created on them, and what this journal is for is to be able to do some doodling, meditative work, and just to really kind of unpack things that may be in your mind that you want to kind of work on. So let's get on with this journal, and we'll come back afterwards. Okay, so this is my little, so this is a plaque journal. I call it a plaque journal because of this, really. And then it's, I shared about the journal on Friday, and there's lots of lovely texture and lots of pages inside that are kind of jump off points. So I was actually working on this today, but we're not going to go here. So what I do is normally just kind of go through and look and see which one is speaking to me at the moment. Do I want to add words? Do I want to add doodles? And as you can see, it's quite full. Each page is kind of quite full with detail, the background. But it doesn't mean you can't come in and, add some gesso on the top. So what I think I will do is add some more doodling to this page. I'll come back to that because this is still drying. But I'll do some doodling to this page, and I've got my white pen. I've got a couple of white pens, different sizes, and then I've got some Pro Marker pens here. I don't use them enough, so sometimes I bring them in to working on a journal, and I've just got a few colours here. I've got over 155 colours, so sometimes you need to just limit yourself. So because this has got this bit on, I might need to do that, yeah. Okay, so we're going to listen to the some of the insights from the podcast recording, Joyful, and we're going to be doing this page as well. So I hope that you find inspiration, and let's go. Today's word is joyful. 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 How are you feeling? How are you feeling? And especially, how are you feeling about your creativity? How are you feeling about the work that you're doing? Is it bringing you joy? Is it making you feel joyful? Sometimes you just have to sit back and reflect and ask yourself these questions. What is it I'm getting out of this? I started creating other things, you know, I didn't feel like creating, but I started doing other things. And I looked at, I mean, there's lots of inspiration on Pinterest. And I'm the kind of person that will look at something and think, oh, I wonder how they did that. How can I recreate that? Or like I'll see something in metal. Recently I saw something in metal and I thought, oh, I wonder if you could recreate that in cardboard. And because I've got a thing about cardboard at the moment and making these, they're mini, kind of small altars, containers, and I've made a couple, and then I'm looking at different types of materials that it can be made from. And then I saw these metal things, similar, but I thought to myself, I wonder if you can get the same effect if you use the different material, obviously not fabric, so recycled cardboard. There's so many things that you can do with cardboard, it's amazing. And then I was saying to myself, oh, well, you know, the cardboard is paper pulp, it comes from the trees. So technically speaking, you know, it's a wooden... That's very far-fetched, isn't it? But I got so much joy from that it just like, I thought to myself, I was on a roll. It was just like, there were so many parts to the things that I was doing. Think about what brings you joy. Think about what it is in the work that you do that brings you joy. The feeling, it could be even the feeling of being able to share what you do with others, to minister to others with your work, and, you know, talk about your work, and seeing the joy that comes from other people seeing your work and thinking, oh, that's so lovely, it's beautiful. It brings me joy. It makes me know that the ideas that I have, or the ideas that I have are inspired, and the ideas that I'm able to execute and bring to fruition is, I'm amazed myself sometimes, because I don't plan my pieces and they evolve and there's a story within them to tell. Okay, so here's the doodling that we did. I hope that you enjoyed the thinking about the word joyful, and it's just an easy, quick way that we can bring some joy into our lives. And it's, you know, it doesn't have to be anything, you know, elaborate, or this particular page was just about making marks and just enjoying it and not, you know, stressing over it, because sometimes, you know, you can think, oh, I don't know what to create, what to do. So when you just have a book that you can just doodle in, it's a nice way to just kind of be free and easy with your creativity and just see what comes up, see what you feel like doing, and enjoy the process. And it is a nice meditative way. All of these little marks just, you know, take time, and so you have to give yourself the time and, you know, not rush. They're all very small, minute details, and then when you step back you just think, oh wow, you know, okay, I did more than I thought I was going to do. But it is a really nice way to unwind and relax, or start your day, to kind of get yourself prepared creatively. Okay, we're going to leave that there and we'll come back. Well, we're in the studio. You come back to my face. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's always a nice way to just spend in your journal, just to kind of, you know, make some marks. And now that, for me, that page is complete. So yeah, I liked that. I enjoyed that. I do enjoy the just spending time just making marks and very detailed work, and I enjoy doing that with Stitch as well. On Sunday just gone, we had our Artsy Second Sunday, and I did this journal page. And again, that was it was taken from, it's this one, my composition notebook, and it's nice to, what I've been doing is creating blank, just adding paint to the page in preparation, just in the same way as that one. And so this is the page that I did, and it says abundant, you are loved, cherished and adored. And I just did this figure. It was a stamp that I created, and so I had stamped on a paper and I didn't want to waste it, so I decided to use it in the journal. And then this page is one that I'm working on. But I like having, as I say, I like having pages so that I can, depending on how much time I've got, how I'm feeling, I can work on it and come away feeling refreshed, nurtured, because I've had that creative time. So you can join us every second Sunday. We have a theme each month, and it's a premiere, so you can join in the chat and speak to the artists and connect with us. And there's about 13, 14 of us, dependent on the month and what people's schedules are. So we each create something new, and there's been some really lovely paintings, assemblage art, lots of lovely things done around the theme. So join us every second Sunday. The other thing is my course. Did I talk about this already? I might have done. As I said, it's nice to see students work. I think that's what I was saying. Anyway, so we're gonna cut it short for today, shorter for today, because I know that you've got lots of things that you want to get on with, and you want to see what things that you find joy in, and that bring you joy and make you feel joyful. So I want you to do that, and I want you to stay connected. I want you to think about how you are going to nurture yourself, how you are going to create these different things which you can jump into and feel creative. And if you haven't got a lot of time, you can just focus on doing one little bit. You don't have to finish a page, and that's why I purposefully now, because that used to be the thing that I was a stickler for, I had to have a 3-4 hour slot, and I had to, if I was working on something, I had to finish it. But now I create lots of different jump off backgrounds and points, and I've got loads of journals that I do that with, so that I can then come in and say, okay, let me just spend some time. So as always, I want you to stay blessed. Over the weeks, we're going to be making some little slight changes, going to be getting a bit more kind of formatted, and because there's so much I want to show you, I want to kind of each week just give you a bite-sized chunk of some inspiration. So take care for now. Please do subscribe to the channel if you've not already, so that you can be notified, and take a look at some of the other videos that I have on the channel, some tutorials. Check out the course. It's now $57, and yeah, it's I really enjoyed the course. I really enjoyed making it, and I'm looking forward to creating some more. So definitely subscribe so that you'll be notified whatever I do, or sign up to my mailing list. So take care for now. You stay blessed, be a blessing, and stay inspired.